Good evening, everybody. We're starting this press conference. This game, in your opinion, how do things stand with this result? Difficult game. Difficult game. We knew and we understood what it was in terms of the strength of this team, in terms of an individual level and a collective level. We prepared for the game with a different strategy to that which we usually play. We needed to control the defensive space as well as the players. The space was very important to control. I think we were good in some moments, in many moments. We started the game well as well, I need to say. We, conceded a goal. It was a deflection, and then afterwards it was, there was an individual error. Losing the ball in the area again. And what our player did, and another. We created danger with some plays. It could have been 2-1 at half time. It would have been a fairer result. We had the chances to score, but we didn't. And it was important at half time that we made some changes especially on the left side. So we looked about our positioning. Mainly when the ball was getting to Salah and to Mo Salah, and on the right hand side, Salah. Those balls were dangerous. We also looked in other chances. We could have maybe created more danger than when it created in the second half. I don't think but the team put in a great effort. Marega spent all day throwing up, with difficulty. Alex Telles, you're aware of the problem he had. So I think we should really be very complimentary of this competitive performance the team put in. In the Champions League, we're the only, there's only one team got a draw here. So it's, the team we played against is a very strong candidate to win this Champions League. So I don't want to minimise the difference between the games, between the teams. And I'll say again, for one situation or another, we could have scored a goal that we would have deserved. 90 minutes are over, and we've got another 90 minutes in the Dragon. And I ask all the fans, all the club members to come to the game and, create an atmosphere that we have at the Dragão, because we will put everything on the field to even up this difference between the teams and hopefully pass to the semi-finals, get into the semi-finals. Good evening, Sergio. Understanding what you attempted to do tonight, could you may have been a victim of the counter-attack for maybe that, because they're not used to this sort of system. And regarding hypothesis for the second leg, maybe you're looking at the players and thinking, beginning of the game, Porto 4-4-2, and then that you see another strategy on the pitch, and then in one play, there's differerences up front. We had one up front, some three, sometimes four. Well, Liverpool's reactions are very strong. Sometimes any team against the aggressive Liverpool team, extremely aggressive. Anyone about football, the pitch becomes small for the team with the ball, for the team attacking. It's difficult. For example, Tiquinho up front, we had, the way they prepared for the game. We had Otavio, we had two fullbacks or false fullbacks, wing backs, you say, Alex and Corona. it wasn't for lack of play. The players weren't lacking. I think we have to respect the Liverpool team, because in their defensive system and their recovery of the ball after losing it, they're perhaps the best team at doing that. They really make the most of this speed to which they recover the ball and start dangerous counterattacks. It's important to be dangerous. It was important to look at our opponent, but it was always very important the defensive strategy. 3 centre backs, Felipe Militao, and then our 2, Oliver and Danilo as well in the midfield. In 2 games, Tottenham played set up like this against Liverpool. City set up like this against Liverpool. We didn't have too much respect for Liverpool. We had to see what we were up against, and we had to think, what do we need to do to come up when we come up against Liverpool? I can't hear the question. I believe it. I believe that the players believe as well. The feeling is that we deserved to score today. For one reason or another, we weren't able to. Maybe we didn't finish. Maybe, debatable pass. It could have been different. That I don't talk about referees until the end of the season. For one reason or another, we didn't manage to score. The desire was there. We had goal-scoring opportunities. Good evening, Sergio, live. Taking into account the conditions you had to put the team together, you chose to put Maxi almost as a centre-back, the right-sided centre-back. Two full-backs. What did you think about Maxi's performance in the position he's not used to playing in? About the limitations of the team. I'm not going to make any excuses. They're the players that I believed, and that this team, that they would maybe contain the strong points of Liverpool and to try and score goals. Maxi responded to the way I wanted him. There were some difficulties, but any players that have Mane and Salah up front are gonna, struggle due to the speed of the players they're up against. We need to understand what we wanted from the game. We had Corona playing in defence, so it held Corona from going up front. Or if we could have experienced players behind Corona, which would allow him to go forward more. Although they're not the main first team player. So all the other players were on the field. Oliver has played a lot recently. Oliver Torres. We can talk about the players that we were missing. I think talking about the players missing just devalues the players that were on the pitch. We weren't perfect, obviously. As I've said, the goal came from 1 or 2 individual errors. We shouldn't really be conceding that time of goal, but I think generally the players were good. What went through your head when Liverpool scored after 5 minutes and 25 minutes 2-0? So what were you thinking what went through your head at half time? Nothing. I continued trusting our strategy that we'd planned, the way we'd prepared for the game. After 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we had a few good opportunities. We conceded. It happens. It was a deflection. It could have gone out, but it went in the goal. Nothing we can do. We had to continue with what we'd prepared to do for the game. half-time came around, and we saw another situation that was important in terms of closing down the space, because about the ease the ball was getting to Salah. So on the two wings, I'm talking about Salah, and the ease which the ball was arriving to Salah on the right-hand side. And, when the space that they were getting into. So we managed in the second half to control that space better. So we corrected that in the second half. So that's all. I believe in accepting our strategy that we had less possession of the ball than we usually do, but we had to be very strong without the ball, and maybe without the ball we were lacking a bit, as I was saying, because of this strong defence that Liverpool have, that aggression in the recovery of the ball, not for the quality of the opponent rather than any shortcomings of ours. Good evening, Sergio. Quick question. This tactical change you made, was it something you've been working on all season, or was it specific to this game? Because at certain times there were some difficulties in understanding between Maxi and Corona in the first half. Did you feel this? That there was some extra space given by Maxi and Corona? I don't think so. I think in the first half on the right-hand side, we had some problems, more problems than on the left wing. What we presented today, obviously, we've worked regularly with 3-4-3 or 5-4-1, however you want to see it. It can be an extremely attacking system, depending how we do on the pitch. It could be just 3 defenders, and then that's 7 players attacking. Even the same players that were on the pitch. It depends how you work it.
Challenge by Salah on Danilo. What did you make of that?
Non falo de arbitragem, amigo.
I don't talk about refereeing. I don't talk about refereeing decisions.